if you really look at it in terms of real money, hot in 1999 and 2000, and at that time we got up to around 45 to 1. So the Federal Reserve has become much more, most likely in fact, the Fed's was too much, of course. So we're nowhere near either in terms and historically evident the attempt to restate wealth as nations.
Hi guys, welcome to the allotment. So I just started putting a new roof on this chicken coop. It's not going to be extreme high end. This is a very old chicken coop. It's probably 20 or 30 years old. We picked it up free. But it needs a new roof. Hopefully it can get us through one more winter. So I've started just nailing this plyboard on. I'll finish the job tomorrow. I wanted to talk in this video a little about being prepared for the longer term consequences that could happen in the UK. I think the road that the Chancellor, the Prime Minister, the Governor of the Bank of England are taking us down isn't particularly good. I think they certainly appear to be unleashing a bit of a genie out of a bottle. It's going to be very difficult to put back in. When governments start running this levels of debts, this level of fiscal spending, this level of quantitative easing, monetary recklessness, it's very hard. It will be very hard at some point fairly soon, say the next 2 to 3 to 5 years, maybe sooner, maybe longer, but that kind of ballpark time range, when inflation starts picking up, do you think the Prime Minister, whoever it would be at that time, do you think the Chancellor at that time, do you think the Governor of the Bank of England at that time will have the guts, quite frankly the balls, to put interest rates to a level where they can arrest inflation? Will they have the guts? Ask yourself this question: if inflation picks up 5, 6, 7, 8%, will they have the balls to put interest rates at 10, 15, 20% to arrest that inflation? My personal opinion, no way. Probably less than 1% chance of that happening, which, if like me you believe that's true, you probably want to consider some level of being prepared for that kind of environment where inflation continues to get higher. You're probably looking at stagflation. Realistically, unless you work in certain industries, it's unlikely your wages will, well, I mean, even for the last 10, 20 years, wages haven't really kept up with inflation in most industries. So you want to be prepared. This isn't going to be an overarching be prepared video. I mean, it's a lot of it's prudent, right? We talked about this in this first part of this year. I mean, the first quarter of 2020 was a real interesting experiment in human behavior. The UK is a very safe country on the whole. If you're presumably watching this from at least one Western country that has fairly safe, you know, you can walk the streets, shops are generally stocked with food, you open up a tap, you have hot and cold running water. I think the first part of 2020, first quarter 2020, we'll say the first 4 months of 2020, I think opened a lot of people's eyes just how easily that can slip away, how quickly just logistics lines, food supplies can be disrupted, and you can easily have supermarkets stripped bare of food. That's something that can happen very easily. Maybe utilities will be switched off in a hyperinflationary environment. Maybe the utility companies won't be able to acquire the currency or foreign exchange to get things at the right time that allow lights to stay on, natural gas to keep running, things like that. So a certain level of preparedness makes sense. Keep your food stocks high, keep your cupboards stocked with food, just a rotating system. When you get cans of food, bring the older ones to the front, put the newer ones to the back. That way you've got just a rotating stock. Have the ability to filter water at home. It really doesn't cost that much. You probably have car insurance on your car, you probably have home insurance on your house. Why not ensure your ability to acquire clean water if you need it? Get a life straw, they're about £15. Get a Sawyer mini water filter, slightly better than the life straw. Even then it's only £20–25. The ability to be able to provide yourself with clean water at home is critical. It's probably the #1 thing. I'd say water in the UK, #1. If you live in a free country like America, I'd put safety as #1. The ability to protect yourself. That's very difficult in the UK because preemptive self-defense isn't really a law anymore under the English UK system. But water's highly critical, food's highly critical. have a comprehensive first aid kit in your house, and then also start thinking about wealth preservation. Do you have your 1 ounce of gold? Ideally 1 ounce of gold for every member inside your family. If you take all the above ground stores of gold in the world and you divide that by the world population, you get approximately 1 ounce of gold. So don't rely on the Bank of England. Have that 1 ounce of gold in your possession. Be your own central bank. Learn about cryptocurrencies, especially if you're not so even if you're not so convinced about gold and you think it's going to be Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or any other of the altcoins out there. Start learning about that. Have alternatives. Hedge yourself against the destruction that the UK government, the Bank of England, and the people that benefit from this system are unleashing on you, because it's probably going to come, unless you think this Chancellor or the next Chancellor or this Prime Minister or the next Prime Minister are going to have the ability to make these problems go away. I certainly don't think so. Making these problems go away will lose you an election, putting interest rates up, mass amounts of austerity. That isn't going to be an election winner. That's why I don't believe it's going to happen. So this is my inflation allotment anyway. Starting to learn the skills, green fingers, fat of the land, chicken eggs. I mean, at one point in Zimbabwe, when they had the hyperinflation, an egg would be worth 100 billion, a trillion Zimbabwe dollars. It's not impossible that could happen in the UK. I think that kind of extreme high inflation, it probably won't get that bad, because unless they outlaw, well, there's somewhat of a probability that gold will be outlawed, but I think crypto probably will be able to be run, at least if you know what you're doing. So maybe people will just flee the pound and still be able to operate in some alternative currency. Who knows? It's still very early days in this problem. This problem is only just unfolding, but it's probably going to be bad. So make some basic provisions, stock yourself with food, maybe learn how to grow food, keep chickens, provide yourself with water, a comprehensive first aid kit, the ability to protect yourself, learn about wealth preservation, learn about what kind of assets will go up in a high inflation environment. Probably think gold miners, probably think silver miners, things like that. And yeah, that's it. Good luck and Godspeed. We're all in this boat together, I guess. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you like it, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Maybe everything will be okay. Maybe we can just put our trust in the government of the United Kingdom and everything will be okay. Jason from Liberty Bunkers sign off, and I'll see you in the next video.